Okay, hey guys, Adrian, and I have another Otome video for you today. And we are continuing on and talking about Genso Manege, which has been released on Steam and on Switch by P-Cube Games. So, real quick, thank you to P-Cube Games and Keymailer to providing me a review key for this game so I got to play it. Super excited. This will be like a spoiler-free kind of just talking about the character video because it's a visual novel. The plot is the whole point of the game, so I don't want to ruin anything for you. You should get the game and you should go play it yourself. But anyway, so I finished my last route for Genso Manege, and my last route was Crier. And I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of procrastinated on this. Crier really did not excite me. Um, he's the same age as you, which you're like 17. He's 17. He's kind of short in comparison to all the other like love interests. So he's kind of yellow coated, which I'm like, not a big fan of yellow. So and he has blonde hair, which I like blonde guys, but I think purple and green hair is more fun. So that being said, I was not super excited about Crier. Like him and Lion were the two that I was kind of like the least interested in, and Lion was kind of like a little bit more interesting because it's like, what is going on with that bun suit? Why the bunny suit? Can I see you out of the bunny suit? You know, so a little bit more interest in there. So I kind of expected to not like Crier's route, and I actually really liked it. I'm kind of surprised to be honest, still, but I did actually like his route. So who is Crier? Crier is a performer at the Reve. He like does juggling, entertainment. He puts on shows for the audience to come see. He's kind of a little bit he's kind of a little mean. He's not cold. Like you see him being like quite warm and friendly towards people to some degree, but he's not very friendly towards you. It's kind of like he just doesn't care about you. He's like whatever. It doesn't come across as he hates you, but it's kind of like it feels like he doesn't like you in the prologue necessarily. Um, it's kind of a weird feeling because it's like he's kind of like sometimes he's kind of like mean, and then sometimes he's actually kind of friendly. Like when you're talking about the sweets in the prologue, he's kind of friendly in that aspect. So I don't. He kind of reminds me of a little bit of Shin from Amnesia, except for like in Amnesia, it's very obvious that Shin likes you. Um, he's just a little bit of a mean boyfriend. So Crier kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Um, his route also features Clara a lot, which Clara hasn't been in as many of the other routes, and she's like your new best friend, right? So I was really excited to see more of Clara in this route. Crier's route has two endings, just like all the others. So you have the Moor end, which is the good end, and the Reve end, which is the bad end. Um, so pretty easy game to get through and to figure out what choices to make, so on and so forth. Probably like needing a guide. Probably not necessary. Maybe one day I'll post guides or something. I know other people have guides up, but it's pretty obvious. Kind of like, oh man, I gotta sneeze. Oh, excuse me. It's kind of obvious of what choices usually to pick, and then if you pick the wrong one, you know, you can quickly go back and see which one is the correct one. So as far as like getting the endings, like since there's only two, it's really not that bad in comparison to other games. Um, pretty easy to play through and make a guide for. Um, so yeah, Crier's route is kind of just like all the others. Now, one thing that I felt really stood out from Crier's route against all the others is I can't give you details because I don't want to go into spoilers, right? But it features the romance a lot more than the other routes. So I feel like a lot of the other routes was like heavily like kind of plot and mystery going on and kind of a slow burn romance going on. Lion was probably a little quicker than some of the others. Um, Whereas Crier is you're kind of just thrown into the romance and like the mystery for the plot for the route, right? Because each route has its own little mystery thing going on. The mystery for the route is kind of more towards the tail end. Um, so yeah, so if you like romance, Crier's route is actually really sort of cute. It's kind of like it has like some tropey things going on, but I enjoyed it. And he's kind of just like he's adorable. Like you kind of see this in the prologue a little bit too, but he's kind of easy to like get to blush, which is pretty fun. The main character is also pretty easy to get to blush, so like the two of them together is just ridiculous. Uh, So I did like that because it felt more like heavy on the romance. There's nothing spicy going on, guys. This is not a spicy game. So if you're looking for that, I'm sorry. Not gonna happen. So I'm hoping maybe Hanakari has some spice because we got some older people, in that game. So maybe I'll get some spice there. But this is like cute, fluffy romance. Also, the mystery for this route, like, okay, Genso Manege has some like heartbreaking moments. Okay, it does. Is it as bad as others? No, no. I still kind of view the game as a whole as more on the light and fluffy side. Uh, so like there's kind of like some like a little bit of heartbreaking moments. Like one in Crier's route that's like, oh no. But overall I felt like his route was not as sad as per se like Ryan yeah, Lion's route or Hugo or Sergei's. I felt like those kind of were a little bit higher on the sad route side. Um so yeah. I do feel like Crier's route is probably a good one to do second. I actually kind of agree with the devs on doing Hugo first. Now that I've played the game, I kind of understand why they recommend doing Hugo first, because his route kind of explains like the big reveal. Not as much as Arnaud, but big reveal. And if you play anyone else's before Hugo's, then that kind of gets spoiled beforehand. So I kind of understand why they recommend Hugo first. And I think I personally kind of do too. I do kind of agree with that, but I would say like Crier would be a good route to do second, because as far as giving you details on like more of the stuff that Hugo's route doesn't tell you, um, he doesn't give that many details, so it's not as focused on that side of the mystery. So he's probably a good one to do second. Okay, so yeah, so I actually liked Crier more than I expected. I kind of expect him to rank like last on the LIs of like the order I like them, and he actually is not last. How many allies do we have? Okay. So for me, it probably goes Hugo, Arnaud, um, probably Sergei, and then Luciole, and then Crier, and then Lion. Lion is actually ended up in last place, which is kind of a little bit of the reverse that I thought. Um, so, it is what it is. Oh well. So anyway, get the game. I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you have a great day, and bye-bye.